Hey there YouTube. So this week's video, we're going to be taking some household recyclable parts, as well as some FDM prints and some resin prints that I designed, and we're going to be making a upcycled gumball machine. My sons live young for it now, but growing up I always had this really cool, it was like a vintage glass and metal gumball machine. And I saw a video not too long ago, someone else using, I think they used cardboard or something, and they made like a really simple DIY gumball machine. And they gave me the idea for this, and I'm gonna give it to my son, and hopefully in a couple years he'll really appreciate it and think it's really cool. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna explain what the parts are for. I'll show briefly how I designed them, and then we're gonna be doing a time lapse of the assembly, and then at the end I'll show you how it works. All right, hope you enjoy. Alright guys, welcome back. So we're going to be going to do a quick breakdown of exactly what the parts are. We're doing that momentarily, so let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, just one more thing. Make sure that if you have any interest in these files, they will be available for free on Thingiverse. I'll also probably put them on my mini factory, since Thingiverse has been having so many issues, and possibly cults as well. These are all readily available. This is just a standard, it was Walmart brand soda bottle, 2 liter. Most soda bottles are the same. There's a few that are different shape. Just make sure it's this shape. And then this was a body armor bottle. So those are going to be the 2 recycled parts, and then I'll make all the files available once I have everything sorted out. And they'll be uploaded, and I'll post links down with my video when they're there. Alright, so here's a quick rundown of the parts. This is the Magic Maker right here. It's a pretty simple, crude design. If you see inside, it just got a little thing that spins, and as you spin it around, it'll grab the gumballs. I made it to where it'll hold 3. I did already glue it together, so I can't show you the individual pieces, but they're pretty simple, and they layer pretty simple. There's a little plate that goes in the front right here, where you can see just to keep the spacing. And it's all just loose in there, held together just with the resin printed rod going through it. It is rather small, but you can see that is my logo. And all of the FDM parts were printed on the Anycubic Mega Zero, except for these parts right here. These were printed on my XY2 by Trunksy. And then these 2 resin parts were printed on the Algomars, as well as this resin part. This is going to be more obvious. I mean, obviously you can see it's a spiral staircase. Actually, it took me a lot of research and learning how to figure out how to do this. That's part of why I did this. It was to help me challenge myself to learn more with my modeling skills. So this was printed on the Algomars with, I believe it was Elgu translucent red. Stay here. This part was, again, all the rest of the parts were printed on the Anycubic. So this, it's the topper. You'll see when it's together exactly what it's for. But that's what goes in the top of the actual machine part of it. This is the base. My idea is to make it look sort of like a rocket ship. There is one more part that also, and you saw these parts in my Anycubic review. This is going to be the top. It's going to go on the top of that body armor bottle, which is right here. This is the reservoir that actually holds the gumballs. And then the 2 liter bottle is going to be where all the action of the actual delivery of the gumballs is. This little rod right here, again, printed on the Anycubic Mega Zero. It goes between this part and this part, just to hold spacing. And then once I get it lined up perfectly, I'll end up gluing that in place because it does have a little bit of wobble. Figure it was easier for it to be a little loose than too tight, It is a little tighter on this side. And then these parts also, oh sorry, these parts and these parts were printed on the Anycubic Photon. This is the little bit of this texture here, that's my fault. It's going to be in the back anyway, so I'm not super worried about it. I could sand it, but it's not going to be visible. I went a little support crazy, mainly because I wanted to make sure that the center puck wasn't going to fail. But it printed great other than that. And then this is a chute to help direct it from the top once it feeds the gumball down into this part right here on the spiral. And then this is a little end plate that's going to go there, because originally my design in my head was a little different, so I didn't design this as part of this spiral, but I didn't want to waste it, since the whole point of this video is to show how to recycle and reuse things. For the same reason, I actually was a little rough taking this off the build plate, and I accidentally cracked the tube. A few drops of super glue. Again, it's in the back, it's going to be seen this way. You're going to be not very visible. If you look hard enough, you'll see it, but again, trying to waste as little as possible on this project. And then, yeah, I think that's everything. Like I said, that cone goes on top to give it the rocket ship aesthetic. And of course, big bag of gumballs. And then we're going to be using some Gorilla Super Glue, my El Cheapo low temp glue gun, just to hold a couple of the pieces together. And then, just for my pure aesthetic, I'm using a couple 9mm bullets. And they're going to be going in here, because when I designed it, that kind of looked like a cylinder for a wheel gun revolver. So I just thought that was a cool aesthetic. If you don't like guns, or you don't want to include that, or especially if it's going to be around children, I'm doing it for this. I probably take them off before I give it to my son, because like I said, this is going to be for my son. Don't want him playing with live ammunition. I just wanted to see how it would look. So yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and get into the build. One more thing real quick before we get into the time lapse. A hole does have to be drilled into the bottom of this to allow it to mate to the feeder. That's going to be a 40mm hole. And then I'm just going to cut the top off here, right below the white part, as well as removing the bottom of the bottle. That way we can fit our parts in. And the reason I'm cutting the top off is because when it's in here, that's the way it goes, and it's a little too close, and it won't let the gumball speed all the way down. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. And then we'll go into the time lapse. guys, here it is. It's all put together. So we're going to go ahead now, take the top off. I was originally going to, I did not glue this on, because like I said, in the future I'm going to take the bullets out before I give it to my son. Just wanted to see how it looked together. And then if any of the parts break or anything gets stuck inside, I figured it'd be easier if this is removable, so it's easier to clean. I might later drill some holes into it to put some little M3 screws, but for now, it's not going anywhere, it's fine. So we're going to go ahead and fill it out with gumballs. Last one. Probably won't be the only one. Full. Screw the top on. There we go. So I am pretty happy with how that looks. We're going to go ahead and I will zoom in a little bit closer and we will see how it works. Alright, here we go. Gonna go ahead and give it a try. See how it works. Turn the knob. I'll feed the gumball down. Go through the tube, around, and at the bottom. Perfect. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you let me know down in the comments what you thought of my little project. My favorite thing about it is the fact that I was able to save 2 bottles from going into the landfill or having to worry about whether or not they're recycled properly. Yes, I had to pay a couple dollars for PLA and some resin, but considering I got something pretty cool out of it, I don't mind. And I think my son's really going to enjoy it when he's a little bit older. So yes, like I said, it will be available for free, at least on Thingiverse, and I'll probably put it on My Mini Factory as well as Colts and maybe some of the other ones. So make sure you hit the subscribe button down there, and then let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing it. And next week we have a review. I just got the Airy One Thinker S. It's right outside my living room, so I'll be putting that together, and then the week after I'll be reviewing my Anycubic Photon. So got some pretty cool things coming up, and like I said, I'm always open to suggestions. Let me know what you'd like to see. Alright, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the Chef Hack for you today.
The same amount of energy that it takes to make 1 can of new aluminum, you can make 20 cans from recycled aluminum. And using 1 ton of recycled plastic saves 16 barrels of oil.